Right then, this is a walk around video, and this is for a Honda Civic 1.6 ES diesel. This particular car has covered 69,000 miles. It benefits from a wonderfully comprehensive service history. Finished in white, as you can see, which looks fantastic on these cars. And this is actually my own personal car, or the one I've been using. It really is a lovely, lovely car. It's been washed off. It's not quite as clean as the other ones I tend to do on the videos, because it's been used daily, but the car's very, very clean. So hopefully be good enough for the video. Come down the near side, passenger side first. There's no indentations in the panel work at all. Looks really, really clean and fresh. Alloys look really good on the car, and very, very nice condition as well. Go around on this side. No obvious indentations anywhere, as I said. No sort of obvious marks. There's a little bit of stuff sort of thrown up off the roads. That's about it, really. It's fabulously clean. Coming around the back, again, likewise, bumper corners, all very, very clean and tidy. Around to the offside, driver side, as with the near side, wonderfully clean on the panel work. Panels, again, all very, very clean. There will be the odd, obviously, light mark somewhere on them, but it is genuinely, it's a very, very nice looking car, which happens to be in very, very nice condition. Just coming into the back of the car now, big wide opening rear doors, and seat fabrics all in very, very good condition back here. Even my kids haven't managed to abuse them too badly. Passenger door card, all very, very clean and tidy. And front passenger seat again in very, very good condition. Finally, driver's door card, again, all been kept really, really well. Driver's seat again, really, really good condition for the age and mileage of the vehicle. So now, engine's running through sections of the dashboard can actually be seen illuminated. Dash looks in superb condition. Everything working exactly as it should. Go up here, hopefully you can pan in there for you. You see there, 69,495 miles currently recorded on the car. If I put the car into reverse, and then you've got that lovely clear gridded parking camera working exactly as it should. As I said, I am using it daily, albeit I don't do many miles at all, so it will go up, slightly. So obviously just phone and check or email just to find out. But that's the view you get as a driver. It's a wonderful dashboard, no warning lights on the vehicle whatsoever, and everything working exactly as intended. Just to quickly show you, owner's manual pack and lock and wheel nut key, both here and present with the car. Right then, this is a quick road test video, and this is for a Honda Civic 1.6 ES diesel, registered RV13GNJ. Mileage at the start of the road test is 69,440 miles. The reason we do the videos is basically so that anyone that's looking at this car in an advert online actually gets to see that very car in operation. We're acutely aware of the distances people travel to come and see us, to come and see our cars, and we know to our own cost what it's like to go and see a car which can look great in an advert, only to get there to find out when you drive it, it's got a fundamental issue which shows up on test drive. So that's why we do it, and it is critical in that sense. The road test, pardon me, is also done on these very quiet country roads, very close to our premises, so hopefully be representative of what you'd feel if offered a test drive in the car. This particular car, as I've mentioned in the walk around video, this is actually my own personal car. It's one I selected to use myself. So I've got sort of intimate knowledge of kind of how the car drives, works, etc. It's obviously been very, very well maintained. We've just serviced the vehicle about 400 miles ago, and it'll have an independent MOT in it prior to the sale of the vehicle. The car itself drives absolutely beautifully. Engine is brilliant in these things, absolutely brilliant. Starts instantly. Every time, settles to completely smooth, even idle, but it's just the way they are sort of day in, day out. It's a nice quiet, refined diesel engine. Goes about its business very nicely indeed. Only when you really extend it, does it sort of make itself really sort of known. But it's just such a lovely unit because it's so flexible. Low revs, so it's not normally quite as busy as down this lane. Something must be going on. It's you change up. I tend to change up just above 2,000 RPM, and then that brings you straight back into the sweet spot of the engine, so you don't have any kind of turbo lag. And the engine's so flexible; it can pull from lower than that, rev all the way around. But to maximise the economy, that's the way I drive the car. Short trips that I do, because I don't do a lot of miles in the car, I'm averaging about 62, 63 to the gallon. Longer trips, on which I'll be going on one tomorrow, about 100 plus miles, it'll be over 70 to the gallon. It's just driving with the flow of the traffic. Obviously, if you're driving it in a more spirited fashion, then obviously you're not going to get quite that economy, but it is incredibly efficient. Cam chain driven, of course, no cam belts to worry about, and a reputation for reliability and longevity absolutely unmatched in its class. Engine feeds through into clutch and into gearbox. Clutch is perfect on the car, bike point is exactly where it should be. It's nice and smooth and positive in actuation as well. Gearbox in the vehicle, obviously 6-speed in this day and age, and it's a wonderful, wonderful gearbox in the Hondas. They always do a good job on them. It's the quality of the gear shift which is so good, because it has kind of a meatiness to it and a real precision, so you feel like you're changing gears, rather than on some cars where you just direct the gear lever somewhere towards where it's meant to be, and they can be kind of a little bit vague, lifeless. This one really does encourage you to drive the car, and that's, as I said, that's not always a given on cars of this type, and Honda have done a wonderful job with it. Gear changes, by the way, all the synchromesh, all the linkage, absolutely as it would have felt when it was brand new. It really is, and, wonderful, wonderful order there. Steering of the car, accurate, precise, perfectly matched the chassis. It's brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Again, it can feel zero wear through it. It tracks absolutely bullet straight. There's no wheel wobble at any speeds that I've experienced, and I've driven obviously at motorway speeds as well. And again, it's just lost none of the precision it would have had from new, but it's just such a lovely power steering setup. The weighting's absolutely perfect on it. Chassis of the vehicle, again, what Honda have done with this, they've kept kind of the agility and the dynamic edge that the car's always had from the last generation, but what they've done very cleverly is to give it a much more compliant ride, so it can ride kind of those sort of harsh ridges far better than the last model ever did. And it is a genuinely very comfortable car to drive day in, day out. It's a lovely, lovely chassis. But as I said, it really rewards enthusiastic driving as well. So if you like your driving and you want to push on a bit, it really does respond wonderfully well, because it's so fluid through a series of bends, especially the tighter stuff where other cars can be sort of found wanting. What I look for on road tests, by the way, is any kind of signs of any mechanical noises coming from underneath the vehicle that shouldn't actually be there. And that's normally sort of chatterings from the suspension, of which there's nothing at all. It's absolutely quiet in that sense. Obviously you're hearing hitting the bumps, but no kind of sort of nasty knocking noises thereafter. They don't normally do roadworks around here, so I apologise, it's coming to a bit of a grinding halt. I'll do the brakes in a second, so while we're stationary, I'll do the inside of the car, because it's just, I've always loved the interiors of these, and I know and I completely understand that the interior isn't for everybody, but as I always said, I always think that's actually a really good sign of design, because it shouldn't always appeal to everybody, but it works brilliantly. Also, just sensationally well made. I mean, there's no squeaks, rattles, anything from inside. You're in a high quality car. Honda put these things together brilliantly well. But the dash itself just works. You've got a great driving position. You should aim at the driving position to have the steering wheel rim here somewhere between the top of the rev counter and below the speedo in front, and that's exactly where I've got mine. But the conventional part, if you want, is this sort of centre console, although it's nicely styled. Big, simple, dead easy to use radio with a hands-free telephone function built into it. Then you've got dual zone climate control, so you can have different temperatures side to side on the car. all working perfectly, which blows out lovely cold air. But it's the quality of the switchgear which is absolutely brilliant. They've got a kind of lovely damped feel to every actuation of every switch you press. And you just know that those switches are going to feel exactly the same in another 100,000 miles time. It's what Honda do really sensationally well. My favourite part, of course, is this lovely two-tier design directly in front. So down below we've got more conventional dials like your speed, your rev counter, temperature gauge and fuel gauge. Temperature gauge, by the way, running at a third, which is exactly where it should be on a Honda car. Up above you got the part I like best because it's so cleverly done. There's a little sort of information panel on there which obviously gives you your radio readout, other information, trip information, stuff you might look on a fairly regular basis actually. And also when you press the temperatures and fan speeds, it will show it up there rather than down there as well, so you don't have to take your eyes off the road. And then directly in front of me, this big dominating digital speedo, which is just so clever because it just means I can look at the cars ahead, but keep my eyes on my speed at all time with hardly taking my eyes off the road for even a nanosecond. It's absolutely genius, it really is, and it works brilliantly. Everything does in here, by the way. You've got auto lights, auto wipers, cruise control, all those functions work exactly as they should. Everything you press. Steering wheel's lovely, thick rimmed, leather bound, just feels nice and sporty in hand as well. Just do the brakes because I normally do it earlier in the videos, but stationary so I couldn't, but I know they're absolutely fantastic because I've obviously used them. But give them a shove, there's no vibrations or pulsing coming back through the brake pedal at all. It's all exactly as it should be there. As I said at the start of the video, the point of it is literally just to show you the car in operation. It drives absolutely perfectly. So it is my own personal car. I kind of knew it before I started the video, obviously, but the point is literally just to show it in operation. And I'm not giving it any allowance, by the way, for age, mileage or otherwise, so don't think I am. It's a fantastic car, this one.